Hello and welcome back to the Never Miss a Monday podcast. I am your host, Stacey Garcia. And before we dive into this amazing episode today, I want to share something really special. This episode is deeply connected to Rooted and Rising, a program that I'm co-creating alongside today's amazing guest. Rooted and Rising is an embodied experience designed to help you come back to your body, release what you've been carrying, and rise forward with clarity, intention, and momentum. It's about grounding into who you are and giving yourself permission to rise without force, pressure, or burnout. And today's conversation is going to be a beautiful reflection of that energy. I am joined by my dear friend and co-host of Rooted and Rising, Ilyse Cohen, creator of Dancinerate, a movement practice that blends dance, emotional release, and embodiment to help people reconnect with their bodies and move through life with more freedom and more presence. Good morning, beautiful friend, and welcome. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you virtually in a long time. I'm lucky enough to
I
see
know.
you live in person as much
I
as we
know.
do.
I
It's
know.
so
It's really
exciting.
great.
So how are you feeling about Rooted and Rising coming up in a few short weeks?
I'm super excited. I mean, just hearing we've been talking about this for a while of creating something together and just hearing you announce it and say it, even though we've been working on it together, it's like for real. And I'm excited to share how much movement is so important to the both of us and how we love to share with others. So I think it's going to be a really great event.
I agree. And a little backstory for everyone about how we met, which I think is so special. And I just love it. So, you came into my life, I think it was just 2 weeks after my double mastectomy, and you were recently diagnosed yourself with breast cancer, 2 children, Jewish mama, we had, like, all of this, in common. Later on, we also realized we both are dancers, how much we love movement, and we became such amazing friends so quickly, and how do we celebrate and how do we get together is we go on hikes. That's how we hang out. And
It's
that is
amazing.
like a special thing that I have with just you.
I love it. I love it. It's that instant, you know, connection that we've had and movement heals, right? I think we both talked about through our journey of breast cancer is that movement was so important, a part of our story. So, yeah.
It's such a part of our story of who we were growing up and how we handled our challenges in life and our healing journey. And so I love it. And that's why I wanted to bring you on today and really talk about the magic of movement in healing. And so I'd love to start at the very, very beginning. Can you share what first led you to create Dancinerate and how movement became such a powerful healing tool in your life?
Yeah. So, I mean, I always tell people that I think that I danced out of the womb because I have always been the person that has just loved moving my body. And as a young kid, my mom used to say that I wouldn't walk into my sister's dance class with her. I would literally strut my stuff in. And so at an early age, I was a kid, I was very active, dance, sports, you name it. My parents really put me in every activity to figure out what I gravitated most towards, and that was dance. So yeah, I grew up as a dancer and I danced professionally out of college and, traveled the world. I got into choreography and teaching, and I think teaching really led me into creating Dancinerate because teaching others just was super inspiring, whether it was kids that danced or it was professional dancers or it was people that have never danced before. And so that's how Dancinerate was born. I just started teaching and I had all walks of life in my class. You could have a 25-year-old that had danced all of her 25 years next to a 70-year-old who just wanted to move her body and feel good about herself and make her brain work as we get older. It's really good for your brain. And so I decided, I'm like, I'm going to create Dancinerate because I feel like there is a lack in the dance fitness world. At the time when I created it, it was really all about cardio dance and Zumba, which are great programs. I mean, there's so much out there, which is so amazing for the world because you can't really make the excuse that there's not anything for you to get involved in. But at the time that I created Dancinerate, you had shows like Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance and all the really exciting reality TV shows on TV. So people were waiting with bated breath, who's the next celebrity to get on Dancing with the Stars and what kind of routine are they going to do? And so I found that people at the gyms and people at studios were so hungry to learn movement that they were seeing on TV and seeing how these women overnight were just becoming super confident and stepping out of their comfort zone. And so I created Dancinerate, and it's a choreography based program where you come into class and you really never know what you're going to get. I do all styles. I do jazz, hip hop, Broadway, lyrical, you name it. And it's all about starting with one movement. And by the end, you have a dance routine. And I break it down in a way that anybody and everybody can do it. I'm not about you have to get every single step. I tell people if it's your first class and you get one step, you've mastered it. And the next week you'll get another one. And the next week, it's one of those things where you have to just keep up with it. And if you think about when you learned how to ride a bike, right? When you learn how to ride a bike, you don't stay on that bike the first time, you fall a couple times. So it's just a matter of just turning that voice in your head that says, I can't do it, or I've got two left feet, and just
Mm.
stepping out of your comfort zone. And so I have found that with Dancinerate, it has really created such a non-judgmental community where people are just coming in and they are making the best friends. Like you and I, we connected right away because we share that passion for moving our body. And I think that when people come into my class, it's smiles, it's fun. It's like, okay, what does she have in store for us today? And we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna have the time of our life, and we're gonna walk out feeling way better than when we first came in. So
Oh my God, I'm so excited to take my first Dancinerate
I know.
class.
I mean, we've been friends for so long. I feel like for so long now, over the last couple of years, and I've yet to get you in my class. So
Because I've been afraid. I've been afraid. I feel like as a dancer was such a past life for me, and it's something that I haven't picked up in so long that I'm terrified that my body is not going to work the way it worked. My body is not going to move the way it used to move. My brain is not going to remember choreography. And that the fear of it has held me back. And this is actually pushing me through, just like you said, stepping out of your comfort
yeah.
zone and just stepping into a class and just being like, this is me. I'm here. I'm not auditioning for a job. I don't need to be so nervous. And I'm just going to kind of reconnect with that huge part of my life. And when you were saying how your mom said that you like just danced out of the womb, that just reminded me so much of how I was as a young kid. And that reminded me, I'm trying to remember of the name of that song in a chorus line where this one character talks about how he would go to his sister's dance classes all the time. And I don't remember what that
What
song.
is it? Oh, I
It's
know
driving
exactly.
me crazy, and I hope by
Yes,
the
that's
end we
literally like my
remember.
favorite show, my sister and I. What
It's
is
the
it?
best. And so this actually took me back
You
to a
bother me
time
now.
in my life. I don't know how old I was. I definitely was going through a major awkward stage in life. My mother put together a little group of, it was 3 generations, my grandmother, my mother, my sister, and I, and we would go to different retirement homes and perform, and we had a shtick, and we would just, our goal was to just bring joy, right? And so that was one of the songs that I used to perform, and I remember performing, and I did a cartwheel at the end of it, and I
I
knocked
love
over the
it.
mic, and I was just like I was so petrified, and that just brought me back to that one point in my life, and so I'm just gonna have to revisit. I'm sure if I asked my mom, she would, like, tell me right away what that song is. Hopefully, by the end of our
I know,
conversation, we'll
I'm like,
remember.
I should know this. I'm obsessed with that show. But, it's so interesting to hear you say, you grew up as a dancer, to hear that you still have that fear and that voice in your head that says like, "Oh my god, like, what if my body doesn't move the way it used to?" Or, "What if I don't like the way my arm is placed?" And it's almost when when we're in class and I hear students talk just like this, and a lot of times it's people that are standing outside of the class watching, and they see this routine, right? They see the end result, and they're like, "How the heck did these people learn this?" Blah, blah, blah. And they come up to me and they say, "I really, really wanna try your class, but I'm so scared that people are gonna look at me, or I have 2 left feet, or, like, I haven't danced for 20 years." And I just wanna shake the person and be like, "Turn the voice off in your head, and you really, honestly, there's nothing that's going to go wrong. It's either you're going to come into my class and you're going to feel like a little, probably my brain is fried and oh my God, what's going on? Right? or it's gonna surprise you and be like, "Why did I even put so much pressure on myself to say all these things when I can just
Right.
go in and let it go?"
It's really funny you say that because now that I, like, think back in my dancing days, you're not looking at anyone else. If there's a mirror in your class, you are staring at yourself. You're not looking to see what
100%.
anyone else is doing. So now I'm like, why have I let this hold me back for so long? I remember when Amanda Klutz was on the show and she started back with dance class and taking heels classes. And it was so motivating to me. And she was like, just do it, just go. And I'm like, I'm watching her progression because she's brave and amazing to post all of her stuff on social media. And I'm just like,
Like, so
yes, like
hot.
it's so hot, and it gives me so much, like I think so many of us were kind of programmed to kind of shrink down when you walk into a room, but to actually do the opposite and make yourself as big and free as possible is just such an amazing thing. So, like, that is kind of what I'm trying to do this year, and the breaking through the fear, I think at some point in our lives, we were told that we couldn't do things for so long and that we needed all this external validation. And now we're kind of having to reparent ourselves in midlife of just like, no, that was not correct. That was not true. And so that is kind of where I'm at right now. And so I can't wait because I do feel like for me personally, taking your class is going to open up a lot of doors for me personally. And I feel like I'm going to step out and I'll probably be back to class like every week after that because I'm probably going to get
So that's the goal, man. You're gonna be
this.
surprised. You're probably gonna have tone I mean, you just said it. You're gonna break out a lot of feelings inside, and it's the unknown too, which is so exciting, it's so
Mhm,
exciting. I mean, it's
mhm,
funny that you talk about Amanda because she's one of my students, and literally
mhm.
when she comes to class, I'll say something to her like, "Thank you for posting that on the Monday," because 'cause I'm the same way, like, I'm just like you, like, I have my own fears and I have my own voices in my head, like, I'm not no one's perfect, right? And I watch her stuff on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. Like she's tall. She's got the long legs, the cool outfits. I'm like, there is no way I could do a class like that. And I'm thinking, and she says it all the time, come with me, come take the class. And it's like the voice in my head that says, I don't know, like all these girls, like their legs are up to here, the high sexy boots, like, I don't know. But really, it's so silly to think like that because we can do that. Why not? Right? We should actually
Maybe that should be
we
next.
should do
Maybe
that
we
instead of
should.
our next hike, we should go on a Monday night and take that heels class.
Yes. All
Let's do it.
right.
Now we're accountable,
Okay.
the whole
You
audience.
got me.
But no, I mean, I think that, you know, I think that everybody is so I think this is also one of the reasons why we've created this event, right? Is that people are itching for something new in their life. People are craving that permission that it's okay. And so I think the audience should know that if you're local and you're in Los Angeles, you should totally come to Rooted and Rising because you're going to step in with the right foot. You're going to experience so much in the I feel like we have a jam-packed event with so many like
Mhm.
good stuff
Yeah.
and you're going to leave feeling like, wow, like I just tried something different and be able to feel what that feels like and hopefully that will motivate, maybe it's motivating someone to do Reiki or getting
Right.
into a dance class, right? So, I don't know. I just feel like my goal for whoever comes into my circle is just helping someone get out of their comfort zone and to turn the voice off.
Yes. Absolutely. I love that. Well, let's talk deeper into that because so many of us carry these stresses and emotions and experiences in our bodies without even realizing it. Can you talk about how movement helps release what the mind can't always process?
Totally. I think that the music also helps when you're walking into a class and there's depending on whatever the sound may be, whether it's upbeat, whether it is emotional. I think that the music and the mind and the body is one full connection. So when you're moving your body, you're releasing so much energy and so much inside. I mean, I always try to motivate someone to yeah, like, it's great to have the mindset of going in and burning X amount of calories and working the biceps and all that stuff, but it's more than that, is kinda digging deeper of, what did you bring into the studio today? Or what did you bring into your living room if you're working out at home, for example? So you set the mind first, right? What do you need to release? Because then when you're moving your body, that
Mm,
connection of what is all inside of you could be happy, could be stressful, could
mm.
be sad, could be, I don't know, I just showed up, right? That will already set the tone of how you're actually going to move your body and execute it. Then you've got the music, which is going to be another force of let's get the motivation up there. Let's get even more oomph into it. And so I think that that is part of like a big part of the piece as well, if that makes sense.
It is a huge part of it. So let's talk about dance compared to other movements. So for me personally, like I'm so regimented with my workouts, I know what I'm going to be expecting. So a lot of women I feel like are really used to controlling their bodies, their workouts, their routines, their expectations. How does dance help shift us from control into trust and self connection?
So I think honestly, right off the bat, when you're in a dance class, the the part of your brain that says I have to fully dive in and focus turns on immediately. You have a
Mm-hmm.
teacher in front of you teaching you moves that are maybe not so doesn't come so easy and is so relevant for you, right? When you're in a strength training class, you're going to hit the biceps, you're going to do squats, you're going to do lunges. It's basically something that your body is programmed to do. Like you're used to it. So with dance, I think that it really like shakes things up.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you're going to expect. And so for me, and for the feedback that I've gotten in classes and what I can see and doing this for so many years, you're working the entire body and also your mind. So it becomes anaerobic because in a dance class, you're learning, you're getting the heart rate up, then you're stopping for a little bit. And then you mix in certain moves, hit different parts of the body, whether it's cardiovascular or toning. So you're getting really a full body and mind workout.
Absolutely. And there's like a safety element to it too, which I think is so amazing. So, here on Never Miss a Monday, we talk a lot about regulating the nervous system. Can you explain how embodied movement, especially dance, but it could be any kind of movement, helps regulate the nervous system and create a sense of safety?
I mean, I think that when it comes to safety, I think that it like you just naturally like kick into it, right? Like depending also in like the instructor that is in front of you, like hopefully God willing, you're not going to be thrown all these movements that are not safe for your body. But also, I think it's a matter of modifications and also knowing what you can and you cannot do and being okay with
Right.
that. Because a
Right.
lot of times, you are learning choreography and the teacher says, do a 3-step turn, do a Sinead turn, do a pas de bourrée. And you're like, if you're not a dancer, it's kind of like, huh? And I always just say it's just French words. Like, don't worry. And then I break it down. But in my class, like I always give modifications because not everybody can do a turn, for balance issues or singing or their core. It just depends. So I think you have to be okay with telling yourself and training yourself that you have to really listen to your body and less is better than more and work
Mhm.
your way up to what you can and cannot do.
Absolutely, I so agree with that. And especially with like all the different levels and just everyone that has either like never stepped into a dance class as their first, or you've got some Amanda Klutz in your class.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have like a different starting point, which is amazing. Let's talk about how healing movement can be, because I know healing movement has been so incredibly healing for both of us, obviously, especially with our cancer journeys. What are some of the most common emotions or patterns you see people release through movement, even if they don't come in intending to quote unquote heal anything?
I mean, I've seen so much over the years and it's pretty fascinating and pretty like it's almost like there's so much gratitude that I have that I've to myself in a way that I've built this program and I'm not saying that I'm so humble but I just feel like through my program, people's lives have really changed. I've created such a safe space that people feel like they could tell me everything. And so, in a way, it's becomes this like therapy. I think that dance is therapeutic. So, what I've seen is your typical, hey, mom life is stressful. People come in and it's like, my kids want to get up. They want to get out of the house in time. I just need to dance it out. I've seen people struggle through divorce. I've seen
Mhm.
people struggle with deaths in their family, sickness, work stress. I mean, you name it, it's kind of has come across the dance studio for me personally. And I let people walk around while they're getting their water and I say, go meet someone you don't know, you've never seen before. Because again, it's very like it becomes when you walk into a class that you've never been to or before, even if you're someone that's been there for a month, it's still like you don't
Mhm.
know what you're going to get in class. It's nerve-wracking. But the minute that the teacher says, "Hey, meet a new friend," and tell them why you're
Mhm.
here, it just the energy is shifts in a positive way. And I think that, when you give people permission to allow people to just leave it on the dance floor,
Yes.
people leave it on the dance floor, and I always tell people, "I don't need to know your problems. I don't even need to know why you showed up to my class today. I wanna see it in your dancing. Just let it go. If you
Mhm.
mess up, it doesn't matter. Like, I may
Mhm.
see something, you may change the step, and I may see something, and I'll use my choreography for next week, so you're helping me." So, I think that when people come into class, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be Dancinerate, when you go and you move your body, and again, it could be 10 minutes out of your day, if that's all you
Mhm.
have,
Mhm.
you can just tell yourself whatever you're holding inside to just let go in your
Yeah.
movement and make that connection. I think you're gonna have that aha moment of like, fully exhale. I think like for both of us, we can really, like you said, we relate to that, right? Like movement really has healed us. We kept going through our breast cancer journey, which I know a lot of people said to me, like, I am so inspired by you, the fact that you danced your way out of chemo every single
Yes.
week. And
Oh, yes. I was one of those people you inspired for
but
sure.
I had to do it because it kept me like lifted up, my spirits up, you know? I mean, yes, this happened and it totally sucked, but it doesn't mean that I have to just say I'm a Debbie Downer all the time. Like I have to like stay positive and get through this. And I think also with my whole journey of my life, like movement has always been that savior for me. It has gotten me through so much in my life. We don't have enough time for all of that, but I just know it works. I know that dance is my stress reliever. Are you crying?
You actually totally struck a chord in me. I think I forgot about, like, all of those videos and just rooting you on, and I was so always looking forward to those Monday videos of you dancing out of chemo, and it was just such a beautiful thing for me to look forward to, going along, like, the journey with you and watching you. It just really was a beautiful, inspiring movement. I don't think you realize how inspiring that was.
Thank you. You're so sweet. I also but, like, do you also find that when you watch things, like, when you're like, I don't know if you follow on TikTok the Jennifer Hudson show?
I don't follow any I don't understand TikTok, but go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm not big on TikTok either, but I get hit because it's, like they feed through the other, like Instagram or whatever. But Jennifer Hudson, oh my God, she does like, a whole line when they're like her guests are
I'm
coming to go on
obsessed.
stage with her back. It is so like it makes me want to get up and dance. So if like if one of the viewers right now is listening and you have seen that or you've seen any Broadway show or you've just in your car jamming to your favorite song and you're moving your body, then this is your motivation to get yourself into a dance class, really.
Girl, mic drop on that. There's so much I wanna say. So, I think like a couple months ago, I had a guest on and we were having major technical difficulties, and she told me, like, once we got everything resolved, she was like, "When stuff like that happens, I literally just get up and dance." Because you cannot stay in a stress state when you get up and move your body. It's an automatic energetic shift, and so I think that's also a great cue as to if you're ever anywhere and you're stressed out, just get up and
Yes,
dance for like a minute. I have a sign in my kitchen that says, "In this kitchen, we dance." And that's
I
one of
love
my
it.
favorite things to do. So, for instance, like making dinner every night might not be the most fun thing in the world, but you can add the joy to it by putting some music on and moving your body. And I feel like as adults, we have to find our joy a lot more than when we were children. Okay. Babies find joy with everything, right? They're just like constantly finding joy. And same thing with children. But as adults, we have to be so intentional
Yeah,
about finding our joy.
right.
And so if you enroll in a dance class, you're kind of reconnecting, even if you never took dance as a child, you're reconnecting to a childlike play mindset of just letting loose and having fun. And I think that's so important with creating happiness and a positive mindset moving forward. So,
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that too, because it doesn't have to be a choreography based dance class. It could literally be you're cleaning, you're cooking, just put on
mhm.
music and just move your body, right? And like it makes me think of my one of my really one of my closest friends called me yesterday and she's like, "You're gonna appreciate this." She goes, Hallie is her daughter, and she says to me, she's having trouble with her boyfriend. I'm like, wait, first of all, can we stop? She's a boyfriend? Like, when did she get so old to have a boyfriend? But she takes dance classes regularly and she was having some issues. And instead of sulking over it and texting him, she says, I'm just putting on music and I'm going to go into the living room and don't bother me. I'm just going to dance. And she just said that she peeked around the corner to spy on her and she just was dancing and getting that stress out. So it's like, it's a thing, it's just when we move our body, we just exhale and release all the stuff, all the noise. I just had to add that, sorry. It was a cute story.
No, I think that that's beautiful. And before we close, I'd like to take a second to talk about what to expect in the Rooted and Rising program in case anyone has questions. So, we are starting the program off with someone incredibly special. She's my Reiki master, my mentor, Nicola Salter, and she is going to get us so grounded and rooted within and just reconnecting to ourselves. And after that, who are we gonna bring onto the stage?
Me.
Yes, it's gonna be all you, girl. We're gonna root, and then we're gonna go right into some really fun, expressive movement. There are no mirrors in this studio. No one's gonna be looking at you. You are gonna be just in your body, having fun, letting loose, which is gonna be so much fun. And then we are going to have some more grounding with Susanna Todd, who is a world renowned Pilates instructor with over 30 years experience. She's second generation. It's just the way dance is in our blood, Pilates and dance is in hers as well. And she's just such a phenomenal teacher. And so she is going to give us a very gentle, grounding Pilates class. And then we'll finish with moi, and I'll be doing a Reiki circle and to finish us off with some amazing grounded energy. So it's going to be a really beautiful morning with some amazing women, and we can't wait for you to join us. And that link is going to be in our show notes. You can also request more information, and one of us will get back to you as well. Anything else you would like to share before we close off this morning, my dear?
Think so. I think that just the message here is get out of your comfort zone, turn the voices off in your head. Movement is really the best medicine.
It sure is. I couldn't agree with that more. Cheers to that, my dear. I cannot wait to see you soon.
Me too. Bye.